this is an 100 elo player, and let's just say they aren't the best at chess, but today I'm going to be analyzing one of their games, and let's just say it wasn't that good. And at the end of the video, I am going to be showing you how many blunders and mistakes they made. But surely it can't be that bad, right? All the moves. Y, F3. This is responded with knight a6. Knight a6. I don't even know the idea. But then now we have a3. A good move. Forming a kind of dragon formation. But then we have knight back to b8. But then we have g4. This opens up the king. Just a threat. It's asking for checkmate at this point. With the king's pawn moving out and then the queen sliding in to checkmate on h4. But now we have a5. No comment. I genuinely don't know why. But then we have b4. The better thing to do was just to push the queen's pawn. And now the black side can threaten checkmate. But no, we're going to go like this, blundering the knight. Then h3. I guess 100 elo players aren't that confident in capturing diagonal, which is totally fine. Not really. But now we have a rook sacrifice. The rook is hanging. Oh my goodness. Then rook a6. There was a free rook. There was probably there was like a free rook and then probably a free knight too. But now we have takes. But the rook is still there. But now d5 pushing. We have knight f3. What? Okay, now we're just gonna lose a knight too, which is always cool. Now c4 takes. c4 recaptures. d6. What? The queen, bro. But now we have a sacrifice of the bishop. Bishop on h6. Oh my goodness. The best option was to move the queen out of the way because now the queen is hanging. The bishop's been sacrificed. What is happening? And then we just play f6. We just play f6. Okay, sure. But now we have a7. Oh my goodness, the queen is still under attack. The bishop is still hanging. And now we just move it to a6. But this is going to be actually insane real soon. But now, in this position, white sacrifices the rook. Rook takes b7. Sacrifice. The bishop can take now. But bishop g7. Oh my goodness. And then white sacrifices the rook. Rook sacrifice. Rook takes on c7. Then e6. No one will ever know why e6. But then white sacrifices. It's not the rook. It's the rook. The rook is under attack still. The black king can take it now. But then we go f8. Why? Now we have knight b8. Knight b8. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I don't know what is happening. But now, white actually does a good move in sacrificing the rook. Rook sacrifice. Oh my goodness. Boom. Another rook sacrifice, bro. Holy. I can't even register this. They had the perfect opportunity, but then just miss it. Oh my goodness. Now we have rook d1. Finally capturing that queen that was hanging. Now we have king f2, bro. The rook, bro. Oh my goodness. Then c4. But now, they sacrifice the bishop. The bishop is now going to be lost. Oh my goodness. But now, bishop e5. Knight c3. a4. Bro, guys, watch the evaluation bar. Going up and down, bro. Like, what is happening? But now, knight takes it. The rook, the queen, bro. You could take the queen, give a check, pin, everything. The rook is still under attack. You can still, like, take the d1 rook, the d8 queen, the h8 queen. They're all hanging. Now, rook d6. The queen. It's still hanging. And now the rook can take. But knight g5. A sacrifice of the knight. But now, white sacrifices the knight. Knight on g5. Oh my goodness. And then a6 knight. What are we doing? Oh my goodness. Okay. But now, white sacrifices the knight again. Oh my goodness. But I mean, the best option is the rook, bro. The d7 rook. Oh my goodness. Bro, they must have like a blind spot or something. I don't think they can see the D file right now. No, I mean, the queen is under attack, so this is a perfect time for nope. Oh my goodness. Okay. The queen is under attack in two ways. Surely white sees this. But king e3. Missing it. And then rook d6. And then king e4. Losing the rook once again. Oh my goodness. And then we have rook on d5. Sacrificing the rook. Now we have h2, b8, h1. This is a blunder because the opponent can win material through a fork, and also there was a free rook. Now we have h4, sliding the rook in, making some threats. Not really, but yeah. But now we go g1. This just loses a bishop, and the best move was to just take the free rook, bruh. But now, black's turn to sacrifice the rook. Rook sacrifice on h3. Oh my goodness. But now we have rook g2. It is checkmate in one. All the queen has to do is go to e5 and they win the game. But now they have h7 and then rook h2. They sacrificed the rook. Now it's still checkmate in one move, but they don't bind it with knight check c5. Now the king can move, but then the knight captures, bro. It's now checkmate in 1 because the queen just moves to e5. E5, queen e5 is checkmate. Oh my goodness. But now we have queen g8. Now, white has checkmating power, bro. White can checkmate the black king in 7 moves. It is a guaranteed checkmate in at least 7 moves. But now we have bishop on h8. Not the best move because the rook is still free. It's kind of obvious, but yeah, the rook is still free, but it's a good move. It's not the worst move, so that's always good. I mean, it does hang a bishop. Okay, now we have king h8 takes the rook, but now white makes a blunder. Knight b6. This is forcing eventual checkmate. Black has mate in 3 potential. The evaluation bar just dropped, bro. This one move. But instead, rook captures on h2. Not bad, but they missed the chance to force eventual checkmate. But now we have h7 check. This sacrifices the rook. And now the opposing rook can finally get into the game with a good capture. But now we have knight takes on d5. Now they sacrifice the rook. The rook is hanging. We need to take it, bro. But now we have e6, sacrificing the knight. Oh my goodness. g7, sacrificing the rook again. e7, sacrificing the knight. Now we have just... Now they hang the rook. Oh my goodness. Then they go e3, h7, d3. There's some surprise checkmates, but nothing like the queen, bro. It's like cool that you move the bishop into the game, but like it's a free queen. But now we have h8, h8, b5 blunder, g6 miss, b6 blunder, g7 blunder, g7 sacrificing the rook. Then we have b7 miss, g6 repeating moves, and then we have knight takes the pawn, sacrificing the knight. Bro, oh my goodness. But now black sacrifices the queen, forcing eventual checkmate with by the pawn taking the queen, turning into a queen. This is just so bad, bro. It is checkmate in 2. Black is forced to move. But now we have f7. But this is an okay move. It's a miss, but it's still checkmate in 6 moves. So technically not the worst. But g7, mate in 6. But now we have c4. Oh my goodness, black is now completely winning. But now e6. Oh my goodness, sacrificing the queen. And now the knight blocks. And now we have a sacrifice of the queen again. Oh my goodness, bro. Okay. It is checkmate in 7 for white. White can checkmate black in 7 moves. But we go F5. F5. Why? Bro, it's checkmate in 1. Oh my goodness. It is literally mate in 1 move for black. But we go D3, sacrificing the queen again. It is now checkmate in 8 for white. But now we have E6. The queen, oh my goodness. Now black is completely winning. But, holy, what is happening in this game? But now, black sacrifices. It's not the queen, it's the rook! Rook on G4. The knight is still hanging. But no, we just sacrificed the rook. It is checkmate in 10. But actually, this was not a good move. Because, first of all, the queen is still hanging. After all of these moves, the queen is still hanging. The pawn can promote, and now somehow it is a completely even position. But not for long with A3. Oh my goodness, this blunders eventual checkmate. It is mate in 5, but you guys should already know that 100 elo players are not finding mate in 5. So now we have E4, C5. Now we have the sacrifice of the bishop. Bishop on B5. And now we have a check. Taking the knight and sacrificing the queen. But the king doesn't take. H8, F6, E5, sacrificing the queen again. It's now mate in 5 for white. Oh my goodness. C6, A1, C4. Then the queen just goes to B1. The knight was still hanging, but we just missed that completely. But then we sacrifice the bishop. Bishop is sacrificed. Oh my goodness, bro. And now white is somehow barely winning. Barely. But now we have B5 sacrifice. C7. And then we have C5 check. This is one of a good move. It's not the best, but it's obviously a good move, and I'm sure they won't mess this position up with D7, Queen F2. Uh-oh. But now they sacrifice the knight. Knight on H7. Why? No one will ever know why they chose to put knight on H7. Now we have Queen G1. Then E5. B6. A excellent move. This completely smooths out the game. It's not the best move, obviously, but it's a move. But now we have a sacrifice of, well, not really sacrifice, but the blunder of the bishop. Oh my goodness, the knight is still undefended. And now the knight is free. The knight is just free. Oh my goodness. A6. It's checkmate in 7, but then C7. D6. Now we have our second great move. Queen takes on D6. They took the queen. Oh my goodness, finally, bro. This is actually insane. They took the queen after, like, it's move 65. Oh my goodness. They've been trying to capture this queen. For 30 moves. The queen has been hanging for 30 moves. And now finally on move 65, it's captured. Oh my goodness. But now white can wrap up the game. King takes. It's still checkmate in 5. But white sacrifices the bishop. This is an excellent play. I mean, it doesn't really do much, but they sacrifice the bishop. And now, once the king take... Okay, never mind. It's still an excellent play, nonetheless. But now, bishop gets sacrificed again. It's okay. It could be worse. But white is up 22. 22 on the evaluation bar. But now we have king g7. What? But now we have king g5. Oh my goodness. Bishop g6. Sacrificing the bishop again. Now, king h6. It is mate in 8. h5. g7. g6. h6. e6. Now you have g7. Bishop sacrifice. King move. Bishop sacrifice. King f8. Bishop sacrifice again. King g7. Bishop sacrifice again. King f6. e7. Pawn sacrifice. And now we have king g7. Bishop sacrifice. King h6. King moves to the center of the board. Now we have king g5. King e4. h6. f3. And then finally, the black king takes on h7. Oh my goodness. Now we have f5, g7, e6, protecting the pawn, kind of, not really, g8. And now, we have e8, but becoming a knight, bro. Oh my goodness. They promoted into a knight. Okay, bro. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, but h7. Now we have g7 sacrificing the knight. Oh my goodness. Okay, now the king takes. Now finally, white learned from their mistakes and moved the queen, making it their pawn into a queen instead of a knight, bro. But now we have h7, f7, h6, g3, h5, and then a queen miss. They missed the quicker route to checkmate, but, they still have mate in 4. We have g5, e3, h5, f6, mate in 3, g4, e5, h5, f5, h4, f4, h5. It's checkmate in 2 moves, but now we have e5, mate in 4. But that's still okay. A win is a win. So we have g6, f5, h5, g5, h7, the forced move. We have king f5, king h8, and now the 99th move. The queen goes to g6. This is a stalemate. The king cannot move anywhere. The evaluation is completely tied up, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. It's a stalemate. It's a stalemate, bro. If anybody says a perfect game always ends in a draw, and as I said, here is the stats of the game, I guess, and they had 6.4 accuracy, 7.1 accuracy, and the black side did have a lot of best moves, but no great moves, and not as much blunders as the white pieces, but did not have any great moves. So yeah, this definitely is not the best game of chess ever. Yeah, but if maybe consider subscribing. Only around 1% of people make it this far, so that's pretty impressive. And if you want to see another video like this where the accuracy was literally 0, watch my last video on 100 elo chess bot versus an 100 elo chess bot.